The hidden cost of playing it safe. Introduction. The paradox of safety. Most people grow up believing that safety is the ultimate goal of life. From childhood, we are subtly conditioned to avoid risk. We are told to get a stable job, follow a predictable path, avoid standing out too much, and not rock the boat. Parents, teachers, and society often frame safety as wisdom and caution as maturity. On the surface, this makes sense. Safety feels comforting. It promises stability, predictability, and protection from failure. But what we are rarely taught is that safety has its own hidden price, a price that accumulates quietly over time. Playing it safe may protect you from short-term pain, but it can also shield you from long-term growth, fulfillment, and success. Many people live lives that look safe on the outside, but feel empty on the inside. They are financially stable, but emotionally unfulfilled. They avoid failure, but also avoid achievement. They minimize embarrassment, but also limit confidence. This book is not an argument for recklessness. Rather, it is an invitation to rethink what safety truly means, and to recognize when it is serving you and when it is silently holding you back. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Safety. Safety often feels like solid ground. It feels predictable, reliable, and logical. But one of the greatest hidden truths of life is that safety is often an illusion. Many people believe that if they follow all the rules, avoid risk, and stay within familiar boundaries, life will automatically reward them. Yet history repeatedly shows that even the most secure paths can collapse without warning. A powerful example of this is Kodak. For decades, Kodak was a giant in the photography industry. They dominated film cameras and photo development, and their business seemed untouchable. To the outside world, Kodak represented stability and success. What most people don't know is that Kodak actually invented one of the first digital cameras in 1975.
Instead of embracing this new technology, they played it safe. They feared that digital photography would threaten their highly profitable film business, so they chose to stick with what they already knew. That safe decision ultimately destroyed them. As digital photography took over the world, Kodak fell behind and eventually filed for bankruptcy in 2012. Their refusal to take a risk cost them their empire. A similar story unfolded with Blockbuster and Netflix. Blockbuster once dominated the movie rental industry with thousands of physical stores. Their business model felt safe and established. When Netflix proposed a partnership, Blockbuster rejected it, confident that their traditional approach was superior. Netflix, on the other hand, took a bold risk by shifting toward online streaming. That decision reshaped entertainment forever. Today, Netflix is a global powerhouse, while Blockbuster is nearly extinct. These stories reveal a crucial truth. What feels safe today can become dangerous tomorrow if you refuse to adapt. True security does not come from avoiding risk. It comes from building the ability to evolve. Chapter 2. How Fear Masquerades as Wisdom. Many people believe they are playing it safe because they are being practical or realistic. In reality, fear often disguises itself as wisdom. Fear speaks in rational-sounding language. That's not practical. You should be grateful for what you have. People like you don't do things like that. What if you fail? This fear-based safety can keep people trapped in unfulfilling careers, unhappy relationships, or limited lives. Consider J.K. Rowling. Before writing Harry Potter, she was a struggling single mother living on welfare. She faced deep self-doubt and intense fear of rejection. Her manuscript was rejected by 12 different publishers. At any point, she could have played it safe, given up, and told herself, writing isn't realistic. But she persisted.
That courage led to one of the most successful book series in history. Walt Disney experienced something similar. Early in his career, he was fired from a newspaper job because his editor claimed he lacked imagination. His first animation company failed. Many people in his position would have retreated to a safer, more conventional career. Instead, Disney refused to let fear define his future. His willingness to keep taking risks ultimately built one of the most influential entertainment companies in the world. These examples show that fear often whispers stop, while courage says try again. Playing it safe may feel wise, but it can also be a prison built by fear. Chapter 3: The Cost of Missed Opportunities. One of the most painful hidden costs of playing it safe is missed opportunity. Every time you choose comfort over courage, you may be closing a door you can never reopen. Over time, these small decisions add up, shaping the course of your life. A striking example of this is Yahoo's decision to reject Google. In Google's early days, its founders offered to sell their search engine to Yahoo for just $1 million. Yahoo declined, believing it was unnecessary and too risky. That safe decision cost them billions of dollars and relevance in the digital age. On a more personal level, millions of people experience this in their own lives. Many stay in toxic or unfulfilling jobs because it feels safer than leaving. Years later, they look back with regret, wishing they had pursued their passion or taken a chance on themselves. Retirement surveys consistently show that one of the most common regrets is not taking more risks when they had the chance, whether in career, relationships, or personal growth. Opportunities rarely wait. They favor those who are prepared and bold enough to act. Playing it safe may feel discomfort today, but it often increases regret tomorrow.
Chapter 4: Comfort versus Growth. Comfort and growth rarely coexist for long. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it keeps you stagnant. Growth feels uncomfortable, but it pushes you forward. A famous illustration of this is Michael Jordan. In high school, he was cut from his basketball team. That moment could have been the end of his dream. He could have chosen comfort by giving up. Instead, he used this setback as fuel. He trained harder, embraced discomfort, and ultimately became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. On a quieter level, many people experience this tension in their own lives. Some never leave their hometown because it feels safe. They avoid unfamiliar places, new cultures, or career opportunities in different cities. Years later, they may realize that their safe choice limited their growth and experiences. Growth requires discomfort. It requires stepping into uncertainty, facing challenges, and sometimes failing. But it is through that discomfort that people discover their true potential. Chapter 5: The Impact on Confidence and Self-Worth. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build through action. When you consistently play it safe, you send your brain a subtle message: I don't trust myself. Over time, this weakens your self-belief. Oprah Winfrey's life demonstrates the opposite. She grew up in poverty and faced significant personal and professional challenges. Early in her career, she was told she was unfit for television. She could have retreated into a safer, quieter life. Instead, she took risks, built her voice, and created a media empire. Her confidence did not come from avoiding failure. It came from repeatedly stepping into uncertainty and proving to herself that she could handle it. Similarly, many successful entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk faced major failures before succeeding. Bezos left a secure Wall Street job to start Amazon, a move many considered reckless. Musk nearly went bankrupt trying to build Tesla and SpaceX. Each risk, even the failed ones, strengthened their resilience and self-worth. Avoiding risk may protect your ego in the short term, but it slowly erodes your sense of personal power. True confidence comes from testing yourself and growing through experience. Chapter 6: Risk versus Recklessness: Finding the Balance. It is important to distinguish between calculated risk and recklessness. This book is not encouraging impulsive or irresponsible behavior. There is a clear difference between thoughtful risk-taking and careless decision-making. Elon Musk's investment in Tesla and SpaceX is a good example of calculated risk. He did not act blindly. He had a clear vision, understood the dangers, and committed fully despite the uncertainty. His success was not luck, it was strategic courage. On the other hand, many lottery winners illustrate the dangers of recklessness. Studies show that a large percentage of them lose their money within a few years due to impulsive spending, poor planning, and lack of financial discipline. Risk without strategy leads to disaster, but risk with preparation, learning, and responsibility can lead to transformation. The key question is not, should I take risks, but rather, am I avoiding this out of genuine wisdom or out of fear? Chapter 7. Redefining what safety really means. Most people define safety as avoiding risk, but this is a shallow definition. True safety is not about staying in your comfort zone. It is about being capable. A truly safe person is someone who can adapt to change, can learn new skills, can recover from setbacks, can think critically, can create opportunities. Consider people who build multiple skills or income streams. When layoffs happen, they are not devastated because their security comes from their abilities, not a single job.
Similarly, many successful immigrants leave their home countries with little money or certainty. On paper, their decision looks extremely risky, yet their adaptability, work ethic, and resilience often allow them to build better lives than if they had stayed in their safe circumstances. Real safety comes from competence, not comfort. It comes from inner strength, not external protection. Conclusion: choosing courage over comfort. In the end, playing it safe may feel like the smartest choice, but it often leads to the deepest regrets. Studies of end-of-life reflections consistently show that people rarely regret the risks they took. Instead, they regret the chances they never seized. Common reflections include, "I wish I had pursued my dreams. I wish I had been braver. I wish I had lived true to myself." Courage does not guarantee success, but comfort almost guarantees stagnation. The most fulfilling life is not the one with the least risk. It is the one lived with the most intention, authenticity, and bravery. The hidden cost of playing it safe is not always visible today, but it becomes unmistakably clear over time. The real question is not, can I avoid risk? It is, am I willing to live with the cost of never trying?